Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste, friends. There was a request from one of our users, in fact, multiple people on the ALP video that we did. ALP is the ascendant longitude progression, which we called it that way, and there was also it is also called the Akshaya Lagna Paddhati. So the progression of the ascendant, see, per sign it will take 10 years. That was the rate with which we computed. And unfortunately, the size of the file that I had shared was very huge. That did not actually come out because of ALP calculation, but it was because the moon's progression, which is based upon the Vimshottari Dasha, that I was using a VLOOKUP from a big table with Dasha, Bhuktyantara, Sukshma and all that. That was occupying a lot of space. That was a lousy method to get the progressed moon's longitude. Now I did away with it and gone back. I mean, we have for latest videos we have been using the VBA code to get the moon's the Vimshottari progressed position. So that I had not implemented in my previous ALP Excel file, and people have been requesting for it. So I thought I would do that and make a small video so that people know how to use the current Excel file. This Excel file, which is a revamping of the previous ALP tracker, it uses the enhanced moon's progress to degree calculation method, which is a VBA method to get the DB, the Dasa, Bhukti, Antara, Sukshma, Pratyantara and all that. It gets quickly without having to go through VLOOKUP tables. So that way this is quite easy. So structure of the file is similar to, I have not modified that. The user has to give the name in the sheet DOB input, the date of birth, the time of birth, the place, if it's not a must because it's anyway not used, time zone, latitude, longitude, all up to this latitude, longitude you give. The rest are all in fact calculated. So the user input is only up to latitude, longitude. Once you give that, you come to the sheet called ALP and you pull out the person that you have chosen. So P1 OR it is. And then the only change is compared to the previous file is on the moon's progression, as I said. Moon's progression and the moon's progress to degree is determined in a different way, which I put it in a workspace here, which is, in fact, I have included this even in a file before. I think it was on the KP stellar astrology cuspal interlink theory. I used this method where we get the Vimshottari calculation for an event, any date that you give here. This date, this is the birth date. The birth date, this is of my father. I was born in 1924 then. His Janma star is identified as Chitra by already the program in the other sheet. So his Janma is in Chitra second pada. So all that is calculated here and pulled out the Janma star number. Chitra is the 14th star. And therefore, I mean, you can follow these calculations, what it does. It essentially what it does is it will go back in time. If you are given a birth date 1924, it goes to 1922 some date when the actual Mars nakshatra started. So it is prior to the birth, which we called in the Garbha, whatever the actual start of the Janma star. So, and then the calculation becomes easier if you base this 0 time. And when you are given any event date, by event date I mean the entry that you put in year. You put in year some date. In fact, my mother passed away in 2013. So I was trying to correlate what happened to you. So suppose that's the event date. So the event date, any given date is put here. So during that time, what is the dasha, what is the bhukti, what is the antara? In fact, you can have sukshma, prana, dega and all that here, nothing wrong because this is what is calculated here. The dasa, bhukti, antara, sukshma, prana, dega. I have two calculations via VBA. One is I am using dasa, get dasa to deha. That is one code that I use. Another code that I use is uh, this is I think here the numbers here, which will get NL, SL, SSL for any degree. So you have to put in the degree alone here. So that will give just up to NL, SL, SSL, because Dasa Bhukti Antara is the Nakshatra lot, the Bhukti lot, and the Antara lot. So it's the same as NL was. Whereas this will give you 6 values, which is it will test 2 inputs to that. It is given the moon's degree, and if it is comma 1, that means it will give the uh, first value. Comma 2 will give the bhukti, antara, sukshma. This is prana, this is deha. So it will output all that. You can follow these calculations, and this is what is carried on to this sheet here. And the just as ALP is the ascendant longitude degree, progressed degree, we have the ARP, they call it, the ascendant Rasi progression or moon's progression. So moon where is at where it has progressed on a particular date is now determined, because I need to get the degree. It's not enough that I know the dasa bhukti antara sukshma for that particular day. I have to get exactly the degree, and that degree is determined from these calculations. You can follow that here in case you are interested. But it calculates here and puts it, and then you have the progressed position of the moon, and you can check the chart and analyze the chart, both the ALP as well as the progressed moon. All these you can the ALP is what is put in here. The progress moon, if you want to check, you can also Purvashada, it turns out to be for this case. So the user has to give only the input here, just this amount, and then this file is very, very small in size now, okay, I think in kilobytes only. So you can comfortably use this. So I think it should not pose any hassle in case you, this is based upon Excel 365. So please be careful about using it in that way. I'll put the downloadable link for this file, and try to use this and give me feedback. Thank you.